you know that there's something special and enjoyable here, right? And it gives you this flavor hit. And then once that flavor just spreads everywhere through your mouth, across your palate, and then the woodiness comes in and takes shape and comes up from underneath, and then suddenly the spiciness and the ginger, it just sort of dances at the end. Hello, Malt Lords. Welcome back to McIntyre's Malts for a tasting and review video. And today we are going to look at, smell, and taste the GlenDronach 12. Okay, so GlenDronach is a Highland whiskey. This expression is aged 12 years, and I believe most of GlenDronach's whiskies, if I'm wrong, as always, please put your knowledge in the comments. I'm here to learn and grow with you guys and share the whiskey knowledge. But I believe many, if not all, of the GlenDronach whiskies are matured in sherry casks. So this expression is matured in the finest Pedro, Ximénez, and Oloroso sherry casks from Spain. I believe Andalusia is the region. I think that's how you say it. My bottling, it does not state on the bottle itself, which I find an odd practice, that it does not mention that it's non-chill filtered and non-colored. Now, on the tube of this particular bottle, it most certainly stated that. Many people in the whiskey community have started suggesting that GlenDronach has changed that, and there are some of these 12-year-olds that are now colored and chill filtered. So I'm not sure if that's the case, but most certainly this bottle that I have today to share with you guys hasn't been chill filtered and it hasn't been colored. Now, like many of the whiskeys that I'm very fond of, this is a product of Scotland, and the GlenDronach distillery was founded in 1826. So it's currently 2022. So very much coming right up to their 200th anniversary. So you keep your eyes out, because I'm sure they're going to have some wonderful releases coming up in the next couple of years. This bottle itself, it gives a little bit on the back, and just while I think of this too, I am very fond of this bottle. I'm not sure what others watching the channel like in terms of the way that their whiskey is presented to them, but it's gorgeous. To me, I'm a big fan of those bottles that really sell the whiskey, right? I think this is gorgeous. Like, just the coloring, the fonts, the gold embossing, the shape of the bottle, the fact you can see the whiskey. As I've mentioned before, I'm a big fan of being able to see my whiskey through the bottle. I know why some distilleries don't do that. They want the brand to speak for itself, obviously, without people being drawn to the color, especially if a lot of times the color isn't real, or it is colored in essence. So something like this, when it's stated that it's not colored and non-chill filtered, of course the distillery would want to show that off, because there's a pride in the quality and the caliber of the product, right? So we have some tasting notes on the back. It states the appearance as a deep amber red gold. I think that's a reasonable description. If you can see here on the camera, it's a very nice color. I don't see a lot of red tinge to it. It's definitely there, but yeah, it's a beautiful color, most certainly. We've got on the nose, sweet, creamy vanilla with hints of ginger and autumn fruits on the palate. Rich, creamy, silky smooth, warm, rich oak and sherry sweetness. A full mouthfeel, raisins, soft fruits, spicy with a medium length and a dry finish. The finish is long, full and firm and slightly nutty. So let's see, let's pour a dram, right? Best sound in the world, right? All right. I always like to pour this up close so you guys can get a view. Right away, as soon as I take the cork out, the smell is intense. The sherry notes all over, like everywhere. Now there's a beautiful aroma coming off the glass, and I haven't even brought it to my nose yet. So with that said, let's jump into the nosing and see what kind of scents we can detect. Some very lovely legs too on the glass. I'm not sure if you're picking up on those at all, but might be a little too hard to see. Just gorgeous. Oily. Okay, so let's try on the nose. Oh, what a fantastic scent. This bottle has gotten better as I've drank more. As I say, it's really at that nice stage now, a couple of months into having the bottle open. Just gorgeous. The nuttiness is there right away. Those rich sherry notes. There's a woodiness. You get the oakiness to it. Caramel notes. Cherry. Red grapes. You've got those dark plums. Just gorgeous. Tons of spice coming off this too. Coconut in here. There's lots of spice. More cherry coming through now. Lots more cherry on the nose. So rich and fruity, but that deep, darker fruit. The nuttiness to me almost speaks of cashews. This expression is 43% ABV, and when I purchased, I got this on a special, and it was $85 Australian, which is probably the best that I have found it locally. Typically, you're looking at the range of from that 85 is great if you can find it at that price. Probably up into the sort of $110, $115 Australian. It's a reasonable price for a 12-year-old, most certainly. I think if you get, like many of the whiskies that I review are in that range of $100, this is a really nice buy in that range. I think sub $100 again is a great purchase for a lovely whiskey. Okay, so now that the whiskey has had a little bit of time to open up and air in the glass, we're going to get into the tasting. So, Salantia. Beautiful, very nice mouthfeel. There's it's not thick and viscous, but by no means is it thin. It spreads really nice through your palate. You get right away the sense of the spice, the warmth from the spices. Then you get the fruitiness start to expand across your palate, the richness of the sherry cask influence, and after the swallow, the initial a rush of the spice and warmth. And then once that warmth diminishes, then the woodiness, the oak just caresses your mouth. You get the dryness come through, and a little bit of bitterness, but more so the woody notes than the bitter. So a really nice sort of progression through the flavors across the palate. It's really interesting, very rich and decadent in the flavor, but most certainly not thick and syrupy. So a really nice balance between the two. You're getting all of the richness, the robust, beautiful influence and flavor from the sherry cask. Beautiful smell still coming off the glass. Just gorgeous and rich and decadent. Beautiful. So much more of the richness on the second sip. Not a lot of the heat of the spice. More coconut and wood and cinnamon, nutmeg, elements of ginger coming through now. Beautiful. The second sip is this warmth, right? And like a satisfying warmth. Like, you know that there's something special and enjoyable here, right? And it gives you this flavor hit. And then once that flavor just spreads everywhere through your mouth, across your palate, and then the woodiness comes in and takes shape and comes up from underneath, and then suddenly the spiciness and the ginger, it just sort of dances at the end. This is a fantastic whiskey. When I would like to just jump into purely a sherried whiskey without that peaty and smoky, the earthy and medicinal notes, just the sherry influence, this is one hell of a place to go and get it. An exceptional whiskey. I definitely recommend, if you haven't tried this, there's a richness, a real quality and caliber to the GlenDronach distillery. It's just a really well crafted and well done whiskey with a beautiful richness, a lovely finish. The way that the flavors change and transition across your palate it's a lovely dram. So I absolutely recommend it if you can find a bottle. And again, it isn't too difficult to find. It's a very much a part of the core expression from GlenDronach. It's really the entry offering at the 12-year-old. So grab yourself a bottle if you see one, and enjoy your whiskey responsibly. Bye, guys.